This is Jupiter Today for the 28th of November, 2014. Jupiter Today is a daily podcast focusing attention on the Jupiter system for the purpose of monitoring activity. At 0 hours UTC, the position of Jupiter on the celestial sphere is a right ascension of 9 hours, 39 minutes, 18.7 seconds, and a declination of 14 degrees, 47 minutes, 1.4 seconds. The angular separation between the Sun and Jupiter today is 103.226 degrees, which is 0.976 degrees greater than yesterday. The distance between Earth and Jupiter continues to get shorter and shorter. Today, that distance is 747,421,215 kilometers, and that's 2,288,925 kilometers closer than yesterday. That gives a relative velocity between the Earth and Jupiter of 95,371.86 kilometers per hour towards each other. The Earth is doing most of the motion. And that's 363.6 kilometers per hour slower than yesterday. At 0 hours UTC, Io begins the day in Quadrant 1, moving east. Europa starts the day in Quadrant 2, heading west. Ganymede starts the day in Quadrant 1, moving east. And Callisto spends the entire day in Quadrant 1, also moving east. At 6 hours UTC, Io is near its eastern elongation. Europa is in Quadrant 2, heading west. At 12 hours UTC, Io is in Quadrant 2, heading west. Europa is beginning its transit of Jupiter and will move into Quadrant 3, continuing to head west. Ganymede reaches its eastern elongation and begins to move into Quadrant 2 and move west. By 1800 hours, Io has transited Jupiter and is now in Quadrant 3, heading west. Europa is also in Quadrant 3, heading west. Io and Europa are in a little race. And by 0 hours UTC, Io continues in Quadrant 3, heading west, but near its western elongation. Europa is very near its western elongation as well. There are 8 Jupiter satellite events. Too many to show graphics for, but I will list them. At 9:41, the shadow of Europa ingresses. At 12:09, Europa begins a transit of Jupiter. At 12:33, the shadow of Europa egresses. At 13:31, Io's shadow ingresses. At 14:43, Io begins its transit of Jupiter. At 15:02, the transit of Europa ends. At 15:47, the shadow of Io egresses. And at 16:59, Eo's transit of Jupiter ends. There is one satellite mutual event. This event occurs from 1451 to 1509 UTC. This 18-minute event has an estimated magnitude flux drop of 0.241 magnitudes, and it's Ganymede occulting Callisto. Now, Ganymede is on the near side of Jupiter, and Callisto is on the far side of Jupiter. These guys are actually very far apart. Also interesting to note that at this time Io and Europa are both in transit of Jupiter. Just for a few moments are they both in transit. Okay, 24 hours on Jupiter. Here we go. Notice that Europa is getting very near the Sun. There's Callisto, and there's Ganymede. They're all set up for what, from our point of view, will be an occultation. There goes Io's transit of Jupiter from our perspective. The Jupiter system is a very dynamic place. The red spot crosses Jupiter's meridian twice today. The first at 7:52 and the second at 17:48 UTC. There were no new images today, no new radio data, and no new papers. So please subscribe. I'd like to hear your comments. Please send your images with the time that you took them to the email shown. And until tomorrow, I bid you peace.